Hello, everyone. Welcome to the class. Thank you for being on time. How are you, Karina?
I'm fine, teacher. How are you today?
I'm great. Thank you for being on time, Karina. It's nice to have you here. And hello, Manuel. How are you today?
I'm fine, teacher. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for joining, Manuel. Thank you for being here. And hello, Ivania. How are you doing?
Good evening, Miss. I'm great. What about?
Amazing. I'm fine. Thank you, Ivania. It's nice to have you here. And hello, Edwin. How are you?
Hello, teacher. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for joining, Edwin. Thank you for being on time. We are going to start in just 1 minute. Just let's wait for your classmates and then we start. There we go. So we also have Gabriela. Hello, Gabriela. Welcome. How are you today, Gabriela?
Hello, teacher. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for joining, Gabriela. So today, guys, we are going to learn yes, no questions and WH words, but with the present perfect. So we are going to start with some questions so we can practice. So basically, I'm going to show you some questions and you are going to give me your answers. So hello, Wilber. Welcome to the class. So let's begin. The first question is going to be for Edwin. So let's see, Edwin.
Hmm?
This one. Have you ever gotten to the supermarket checkout, and then found that you didn't have enough money?
Get to the supermarket. What I do?
Has this ever happened to you? Like, have you ever experienced these or not? Never.
No, I haven't.
Okay, so let me ask you this one. Edwin, have you ever bought something online and had a problem with the thing that you bought?
No,
Never.
never. No, never.
Let's see.
No.
This one. Have you ever lost your credit card or maybe something important? Maybe the DUI, or maybe your phone, your keys. Have you ever lost
The
something important?
license.
Exactly, license.
Well, I uh, have lost my DUI.
And where?
But I don't know. Just when I'm looking for my DUI, I didn't have it.
You didn't and what happened? What did you do?
Well, I paid the cost of the DUI in the bank, and then go to the DUI center.
And they gave you a new one, right?
Yes,
Yes.
they
Yes,
give
it
me.
happens.
Mhm.
Very good, Edwin. Thank you so much for sharing. And let's see the next one. Let me ask. Karina, have you ever been late for an appointment?
No, I haven't.
Never.
Never.
Okay, so you're a punctual person. This one. Karina, have you ever forgotten your PIN or password? Maybe to your social media.
Yes, one day in my Facebook, I forget my password. I how do you say recuperar?
You can say, I got it back.
Okay, I got it back my password for email.
Through the email.
Yes.
And let's see. Okay, so you already said how you solved it. Very good job, Karina. Thank you so much for sharing. Now, this one, let me ask. Ivania, have you ever had a surprise birthday party?
No, I haven't because I am Jehovah's Witness.
Okay. So you don't celebrate birthdays, right?
Yes, right.
So let's see, let me ask you another question. Have you ever read a book in English, Ivania?
Yes, I have. I have read books in English, but not complete the books. I only read a part of the book. For example, I have an application on my phone. And when I have time, I read something in the website, in the application, because I think when I read something, I enhance my vocabulary, the pronunciation, and in other thing that I like is when I listen to the audiobooks, because I can hear the sounds, the exactly pronunciation, and I think when I do these things, I can improve the remember the vocabulary and again. And yes, I like it.
Yes, very good, Ivania. And I agree, completely agree. When you read a lot, things in English, you learn a lot of vocabulary, many new words, and that is a very good idea. If you listen to the audiobooks, that helps with the pronunciation. Thank you for sharing, Ivania. And the last one, let me ask. Manuel. This one. Have you ever sent an email or text to the wrong person?
Yes, many times, because in my case, teacher, for example, we need to send many messages, different company, different people in another company, in another jobs, another activities, because, for example, I buy many things for the company. For example, how I can say chemicals.
Like this. Let me show you.
Or liquid.
Chemicals.
Chemicals. I buy a chemical to clean the floor, clean the bath, different places at the company. And in my case, for example, my job in the company is different pays, for example, payroll and taxes and AFPs. In some time, for example, I send the name similar a partner job, and that hers send me, hey, this message is for me. Then sorry, I changed the address. Is very sometimes, for example, another days, 2 days, I suddenly I memorize the messages. I don't have answer the messages, and then we begin to find, to tell, to call for us, and then it's very necessary to concentrate and at the moment that say messages.
Very good. Yes, Manuel, that is true. If you have to send a lot of messages because of your job, you have to have a very good concentration. That is true. Very good, Manuel. Thank you so much for sharing. And let's see. Thank you everyone for participating. Now, we are going to remember what is the present perfect. So let me ask Wilbert, what is the present perfect, Wilbert?
The present perfect for something that started in the past and continues in the present.
In the present. Very good, Wilbert. Thanks for reading. So this is only a reminder. Present perfect, we already saw this. Something that starts in the past and continues to the present. And today, we are going to learn yes, no questions with present perfect. So Vane, can you help me read, Vane? This one right here. And the examples, please.
Yes, no question. Have, has, plus subject, plus ever, plus verb, past, participle, plus complement. Have you been to Guatemala before? Have you ever eaten garrobo? Has he played soccer?
Soccer, very good, Vania. Thanks for reading. So in this one, just let me tell you something important. This word ever is optional. That's why it's between parentheses. Optional. If you want to use ever, you can use it. But if you don't want to use it, the question is correct. So in this one, let me ask Anna, according to the structure, what is this, Anna?
Have.
Very good. This one?
Subject.
Great. This one?
Verb.
In past participle. And finally?
The complement.
The complement. Very good, Anna. And as you can see in this one, we are not using ever. We are not using ever, but in this one, have you ever eaten garrobo? This ever means alguna vez has comido garrobo. So ever is like alguna vez, if you want to use it in the question. So any doubt with this one or everything clear?
Teacher.
Tell me, Manuel.
In the meaning, for example, if I don't use ever, the meaning is the similar, or the translation is similar, for example.
If I say, have you eaten garrobo, that means has comido garrobo. But if you want to use alguna vez, but yes, the meaning is similar. ¿Has comido garrobo? Alguna vez has comido garrobo. It's almost the same, but if you want to add alguna vez, you can use ever.
When I use ever, and then I can say alguna vez.
Exactly.
But if you don't use ever, only say Has comido.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's it. Perfect, Manuel.
Teacher,
Tell me.
we can use sometimes. Have you sometime eaten garrobo, for example?
Eaten garrobo. Have you sometimes eaten garrobo? In this type of questions with present perfect, honestly, I have never heard sometimes. It's almost all the time, ever. Have you ever eaten garrobo? Because remember, the present perfect, something that starts in the past and continues to the future. So, ese alguna vez is like, alguna vez, that means maybe in the past, maybe now in the present.
Terminó.
So yes, always, ever. Usually,
¿Cuándo es?
so in this case, Edwin, let's stay with ever.
But, pero no podemos usar otro, o sea, siempre tiene que ser ever.
Ever.
No,
You can
no,
use
no.
another, for example, let me give you an example. You can use another frequency adverb. For example, have you always lived in El Salvador? Yes, you can use another word, but you know, the meaning is different. Have you always lived in El Salvador? ¿Siempre has vivido en El Salvador? So you can use always, or you can say what other frequency word? Have you always? So yes, always you can use it, but sometimes it's like saying, if you say, have you sometimes eaten sushi, for example? ¿Algunas veces has comido sushi? Have you sometimes eaten sushi? In Spanish, it makes sense. But in English, I
Sounds
haven't
weird.
heard it sometimes. Yes. So if you want to ask something similar, let's use ever in this case. Have you ever eaten sushi?
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Yes, but very good question, Edwin. The answer is yes, you can use other frequency adverbs. You can use always.
Frequency adverbs.
Yes, like always is a frequency adverb, right?
Yes, I forgot the word, the frequency adverbs.
Yes. Always is a frequency adverb sometimes, so you can use more. The answer is yes, you can use other frequency adverbs depending on the meaning. So if you don't have any other question now,
Teacher,
tell me, Manuel.
can you say, okay, can I say, for example, have you gone? Have you sometime gone at hiking, for example?
Have you sometimes gone hiking?
Can I say this? Have you sometime gone at the hiking?
The meaning, it would sound better if you say, have you ever gone hiking?
In that case, we can use ever.
Ever, yes. Have you ever gone hiking? Or have you ever gone hiking before?
Okay.
Because sometimes I haven't heard a lot of questions in the present perfect using sometimes, to be honest. So it would be better to use ever. So now we go.
It depends expression. We can use the what is this? What is the word? What is the name?
Frequency adverbs?
Adverb, frequency adverb, yeah.
Yes, for example,
Mm-hmm.
yes, it depends on the question. For example, always is very frequently used in present perfect. Have you always lived here? ¿Siempre has vivido aquí?
Teacher, y si lo
Tell me, Karen.
hacemos con el never, por ejemplo, have you never stayed in another country? ¿Is correct o no?
No, in that case, ever. Have you ever stayed in another country?
No. Have you never stayed in another country?
Have you never? No, in that case, have you never
In-
would be incorrect. Say,
It's negative, teacher.
you. Yes, we need to say, have you ever?
O
So,
sea que
you know,
solo se ocupa always, sometimes.
so just to make it more simple, we use ever when you want to say alguna vez, right? But in the present perfect, the frequency adverb that I have listened a lot is always. To be honest, sometimes I don't usually hear questions saying, have you sometimes gone hiking? Or have you sometimes eaten sushi? Right? So to be very honest, I would stick with always and ever. Because in Spanish, it makes sense, right? If we say, have you sometimes eaten sushi? I know that it sounds fine in Spanish, but in English, it's not very frequently used. So we let's only use always and ever. But I'm going to bring more examples next class. I'm going to look that for you. I'm gonna look for more examples and I'm gonna bring them to you. Because right now I cannot think of examples with sometimes, to be very honest.
Okay, teacher.
So right now, let's only use always and ever. So let me ask, let's see. Anna, can you give me one example, Anna, using yes, no questions? Present perfect.
Has she ever traveled
Traveled
to Spain? Sería.
to Spain, very good. Very good question, Anna, thank you so much. Has she ever traveled to Spain? Very good. Now, this one, number 2, let me ask Juan Antonio, can you give me one yes, no question, please?
Hello, teacher.
Hello, Juan Antonio. One yes, no question with the present perfect.
Okay. Yes. Yes, teacher.
Can you give me an example? A question?
Okay. um, how? No, has he?
Has he?
Has he ever played soccer?
Very good. Has he ever played soccer? Very good, Juan Antonio. Great example. Has he ever played soccer? And the last one, let me see. Let me ask Gabriela. Can you give me one question, Gabriela? Yes, no question.
He has he driving
Has he?
a car.
Very good example, Gabriela. Has he driven a car? Very good. And let's see, before we move on, everything fine with the examples?
Teacher, I'm a question for the last the
Tell me.
last, for example, is that correct? If I like to use, so if I don't use ever, no problem. In this case, for example, has he driven a car? No problem, and we can use ever.
Yes. So ever is optional. This question is perfect. Has he driven a car? Ever is optional. It's not necessary. Let's say. Does that make
Yeah.
sense, Manuel?
And then we have, or I have here they use a verb, for example, past participle. Yes.
Yes, so driven is the past participle for drive.
Okay.
So yes, this question is perfect. It has everything. It has the auxiliary, it has the subject, the verb, and the complement. Because ever, as you can see, is in parentheses. So this is optional.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Manuel, for the questions. And now let's see, we go with the WH question. So this is again a review. And let me ask you, let's see. Karina, can you read these ones, please?
Okay. When asked about time, why ask about reason, which ask about choice,
Choices?
choices. Who ask about people, what ask for information, where ask about places, whose ask about position, and
Possession?
possession, who ask about people, and how ask about process and manner.
And manner.
Manner.
Manner. Very good. Thank you, Karina. So as you can see, these are the WH words that we can use for the questions. Now, let me ask Anna, can you read this one? And the examples, please.
Okay. WH word plus have, has, plus subject, plus verb, past participle, plus complement. What have you done today? Where have you been recently? Why have you been angry?
Very good. Thank you so much for reading, Anna. Now, let's see. Let me ask Vane. According to the structure, what is this, Vane?
WH word.
Very good. This one.
Have.
Very good. This one.
Subject.
Very good. This one.
Verb past participle.
Very good. And finally, Vane?
Complement.
The complement. Amazing job, Vane. So, and as you can see, you only have to follow this structure for the WH questions. So, any doubt with these ones or everything clear?
I guess everything clear.
Everything clear? Very good, Edwin. Thank you. So now let's create more. Manuel, do you have a question?
Clear, teacher. That's clear.
Very good. Thank you. So let me ask Wilbert, can you give me one WH question, please?
Why have you walked in the park?
In the park. Very good, Wilbert. Amazing example. Why have you walked in the park? Now this next one is for Karina. One WH question, please.
Okay. Where, how do stay today?
Where have you stayed today? Very good example, Karina. And the last one, let me ask Gabriela, one WH question, please.
Why? And who?
Who?
How? You? How do you say by in past participle?
Which one?
By.
But.
The supermarket is
The supermarket. Hmm? Who have you bought? The supermarket.
in the supermarket.
In the supermarket. Who? Sorry, I don't know if I misheard. Who? So who is to ask about people usually. So who have you bought in the supermarket? Do you want to? What? Very good. What have you bought in the supermarket? Very good, Gabriela. Very, very nice example. And yes, everyone, great, great job. So if you don't have any other questions, we can move on to the last thing. Let me show you. So now these are three words.
Teacher, according to the example, can I say who has traveled as the US?
Who has traveled?
Can I
Yes.
say that?
Yes, you can say that. Who has traveled
to the US? Okay.
Yes, very good example, Mother. You can say that. Who has traveled to the US? Now, in this one, we have these three words that you can use in sentences in the present perfect. So help me read. Let me ask. Wilber, can you read this one? Number one.
Okay. Already, yet, and still. Number one, we use already in positive sentence when the action is completed. I've already finished the homework.
Homework. Very good. Thank you, Wilber. Now, number two, let me ask Edwin. Can you read this one, Ed? Number two.
We use yet in questions and negative sentences. We use it when the action is not completed, but it will happen. I haven't finished the homework yet.
Yet. Very good, Edwin. So, as you can see, already is in positive sentences and when the action is complete, like this one. I've already finished the homework. That means that the homework is done, is complete. But in this one, yet is in negative sentences and the action is not complete. I haven't finished the homework yet. It's not complete, but later I will do the homework. So questions with these two words, already and yet. Or everything fine? Okay, very good. Thank you. So if you don't have questions with this one, just notice that already goes after have or has, and yet goes at the end. So we are going to create more examples. And let me ask Vane, can you give me one example, Vane, using already? Let me give you one example so you can follow. For example, I have already eaten dinner. That is the first example now. One example, Van.
Mm,
You can start with the subject.
eh, you have
Mhm.
already run, no sé, en pasado ya se me olvidó cómo se dice.
Run and the past participle is the same. Run. So that's correct.
Okay. In the park,
Already run. In the park. Very good example, Bunny. You have already run in the park. So the activity is complete. Now let me ask Juan Antonio one example using already, Juan Antonio. Juan Antonio, just one sentence using already. Are you there? Okay, then let me ask Manuel, can you give me one sentence using already?
Okay. I haven't finished the English class yet.
English class. Yeah, very good. Very good example using yet. And let's see. The last example, let me ask Ivania, can you give me one example, Ivania, using yet?
Okay, I haven't bought new shoes yet.
New shoes. Yes, very good examples, guys. Very good example, Ivania. Thank you. So as you can see, already is in positive sentences and yet negative sentence. So if you don't have any other question, we go with the last word. That is very useful. So number 3, let me ask Wilber, can you read this one, Wilber? The use and the example, please.
Okay. Number 3. We use still with negative sentence to emphasize that something has not been done. For example, she still hasn't made the cake.
Very good. Thank you so much, Wilber. And let's see. We use it when something has not been done. And you can see it right here in the sentence. She still hasn't made the cake. And still goes after the subject. She's still. So any doubt with this last word? Or do we go with the examples?
Still is almost the same as yet.
Yes. Yes, Ivania. Very, very similar. You could say, for example, she hasn't made the cake yet. Yes, they are very similar. The only difference is that yet goes at the end and still after the subject, but they are similar.
Okay, thank you.
Very good question, Ivania. So if you don't have any other doubt, we are going to create 3 more examples. So let me ask. Karina, can you give me one example, Karina, using still?
You are still having You still have a word in the office?
In the office. Very good example, Karina. You still haven't worked in the office. Amazing job. The second example, let's see. Edwin, one example using still.
I still haven't finished to study English.
To study English. Very good example, Edwin. To study English. There we go. And the final example, let me ask. Anna, one example using still.
He still hasn't come back to home.
Very good, Anna. Amazing example. He still hasn't come back home. Very good. So, thank you for the examples, guys. And now we are ready to start with some practice. If you don't have questions with the examples. So let me show you. In this activity, you are going to help me find the correct order for these words. And let's begin with Juan Antonio. Let's see. What do you think in this question? What is the first word? Okay, then let's go with Vane. What do you think in this one, Vane?
How they no have they
Let's see, let me help you. How long? Let's see, let me help you with this one. How long? It's always together in a question. And this means how long? ¿Cuánto tiempo?
Okay.
How long have they known Paul? ¿Cuánto tiempo han conocido a Paul? So always when you see how and long, they go together.
Okay.
So let's go with the next one, Vane. Because
Okay.
that one is complete. So help me with this one.
Where have
There you go. This one, where have you been? Very good, Vane. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, number 3. Let me ask. Ivania, what do you think in this one, Ivania?
Has he, no, what he has made for dinner.
What he has made?
What he has made for dinner.
You are very close. Just what he has.
What has he?
Very good. What has he made for dinner? Very good, Ivania, perfect. Now this one, number 4. It's for Manuel. What do you think in this one, Manuel?
Let me see. How long he has lived in Cordoba?
How long?
She has. Has she lived in Córdoba?
Has she lived in Córdoba? Very good, Manuel. Perfect. Number 5, Karina, what do you think?
What has what has happened? Are what has happened to our your no, to your arm?
To your arm. Very good, Karina. Perfect. Number 6. This is for Edwin. What do you think in this one, Edwin?
How have you? No. How have you? No, let me. How have you? No. How long have you had?
There you go. Perfect. How long have you had that bike? Very good job, Edwin. Number 7 is for Anna. What do you think in this one, Anna?
Where has he spent his vacation?
His vacation. Perfect, Anna. That is correct. And let's see. This one is for Wilbur. What do you think in this one, Wilbur?
What has she found?
What has she found? Perfect. Very good job, Wilbur. What has she found? And number 9 is for Gabriela. What do you think in this one,
Where has your brother lived since 2017?
17. Very good, Gabriela. Perfect. Where has your brother lived since 2017? Very good. So, do you have any question with this activity or everything was clear in the questions?
Clear, teacher.
Okay, very good. Thank you, guys. So if you don't have questions with this one, you can find another activity if you click on this icon if you want to practice during your free time. Now, let's see, we go with the last part. And let's see. In the last part, I am going to ask you some questions in the present perfect, and you are going to speak and to share as much as you can. So let's begin with the first participant. Let's go with Gabriela. Gabriela is the first participant. So let me ask you, Gabriela. Have you ever, let's see, have you ever been to a zoo, Gabriela?
No, never.
Never.
No.
Okay, then let me see another question for you. This one. Gabriela, have you ever had a problem with math classes when you were in school?
No.
No, it was easy for you. So let's see, let me find another question. Have you ever, this one, have you ever been to the movies, Gabriela?
No, never.
Never.
Only TV.
Only the TV. So let me ask you, what was the last movie or TV show that you watched?
Mm, the movie, for example, Un lugar llamado Notting Hill.
Okay. And what is the movie about?
Sorry.
What is the movie about? Can you tell us the movie? Like the most important details. The details of the movie?
Movie.
Can you tell me a little bit about the movie? Un poquito sobre la movie. Information.
Yes. The movie is in Inglaterra.
In England?
Yes. Es una historia de una actriz.
It's a story about an actress.
Yes, que se enamora de alguien común.
Boy, let's say. So you can say it's a story
About an actress who falls in love with an
average
average boy.
average boy. Very
Average
good,
boy.
Gabriel. It sounds like a very interesting movie. Very good. Thank you for sharing. Now, let me ask the next one. Anna. Anna, have you ever done an extreme sport, Anna? Or never?
No, never.
So then let me ask you, let's see. Have you ever been to a concert, Anna?
Sorry?
Have you ever attended a concert? Any type of concert?
Concert. I went to see Ricardo Arjona
Okay, nice.
and Karol G.
So, 2 concerts.
Two.
And let me,
Only that.
and let me ask you, you said Ricardo Arjona. How long was it? How long ago? ¿Hace cuánto? How long ago did you go to Ricardo's concert?
Last year.
Last year, so it was recent.
November.
In November. And Karol G, when? When did you go?
In July.
In July.
Last year.
Last year, okay, that's great. So it's been very, very recent. Very good, Anna. Thank you so much for sharing. I see that you like Ricardo Arjona and Karol G. Finally, let's see. Let me ask. See, let's go with Vane. Vane, let me ask you. Have you ever... Let's see. Let me find a question for you. Have you ever gone fishing, Vane? Or never?
No, never.
Never. So let's see. Have you ever played soccer, Bunny?
Yes.
And when was the last time that you played soccer?
Pero, no, como 15 años.
Really? So
years.
15 years.
Yes.
And now, now you don't like to play soccer, Bunny.
No.
You don't like it. And let me ask you. So that was 15 years ago. Who did you play with? Do you remember, with your family, friends, or at school?
In the school with partners.
With your classmates. That's nice. Very good, Anna. Thanks so much for sharing. And the last participant, let's see. Karina, let me ask you. Have you ever done an extreme sport, Karina, or something extreme, dangerous?
I never.
Never. Okay, so let me ask you. Have you ever gone cycling, Karina?
Yes, when I was shy.
When you were a child? And who did you go with?
In neighborhood.
In the neighborhood with your friends?
Yes.
And what about now, Karina? Do you like to go cycling or not anymore?
For the moment, I don't.
You don't like it?
No, I don't like.
You don't like it. Okay, very good. Thank you, Karina. And see, we are about to finish. So before we go, do you have any other question about the present perfect, or everything clear?
Clear, teacher.
Okay, very good, Manuel. Thank you. So if you don't have any other question, thank you so much for joining. And see you tomorrow. Remember, if you have any question about the platform, you can text in the group chat and I'll be happy to help you, or your classmates can help you. And thank you so much to the ones who help. Gracias a los que ayudan ahí a sus classmates. And yes, that is it for today. See you guys. Have a good night.
Bye.
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 See you.